headlights afraid, but road found cuckle, enzyme depraved, throat modeling, paraplegic, paratrooper bodily, bloated oddity glow. Yellow fish eye pavilion orbiting, slaughter cadre, cactus land human. Blurred the focus, comedy hoax, most debauchery obtuse. Wet silk, tapered to the bone structure, moans muffled over comedy. Syrupy stalagmite, impaling all the wailing. Prolonging prose recited the frightened ghost wandering. Solemnly glowed, the winged worm told robbery. Bodily jolts, archetype devote conjuring. Drunk barber cabal, head clipper, close slobbering. Hedge trimmer properly coaxed into morose artistry. Cognitive devil nebula low conquering. Guild a few the rep violinist now most sauntering. The viper bargain porium, euphoria arteries robed in the Fibonacci corkscrew, beware of crypto botany. Sickle sodomy, cinematography, luminary glow. Army code, tailored by corny dotes wallowing. Don't bother me, supernauta film, noir bottom, feeder mode. Second annual robot, build a club, binary code artery.
A carminemoth, wing flap, time lapse, still frame, frozen eye snap. Photography, moment goes unforgotten, deep impact on neural receptors. Metamorphosis, encouraging lecture. Vivid euphoric image with the blurry texture. A figurative swirling wind that would disorient Escher presumption. But I am inclined to provide such consumption when I am confronted with mind-numbing observational fire, redundant light production in the proverbial darkness of my circumference. The shadow teeming, lack of dreaming, I suffer sleep atrophying, accompanied by astral demons who approach me but won't speak on what it is that they're after. Frequent, not often, but in proportion to the few lucid, rapid eye movements I've been involved with. When I was 10 years old, I saw how the world will explode, but I lost it. All I remember is LA and an airplane that was monstrous. It felt as if it would happen that day, but I learned that wasn't the case long since. I wondered on occasion if it was clairvoyance or a nightmarish figment. We'll never know if it was a premonition, because we died with the explosion's ignition. And if it wasn't, and it was nothing, we can't know that it isn't. Because if it was a vision, when it will happen wouldn't have a limit. I could have removed view beyond my depth through a descendant. The likely direction preempted by the unexpected. A smaller piece of a larger puzzle to be connected. I suspected a series of gears there and here are operating a mechanism. They have no recognition, they even stare. The fusion of purpose implemented by mutual serpents. Their unity ferments. The energy produces a current, generating power throughout the circuit. The balancing out of verses. The tau swirl disc of dark and light, the purest archetype. Not one or the other, all of life. Those not stuck in their mother and father's sight. Those who see further than what was predetermined. Beyond its vice, this freedom turns into walls of ice. A fortress, the solitude of orphans. Strength from a multitude of sources is conjured to conquer feuding forces. Constant fuel for torches, carried onward with the portent of apocalyptic horses. So far into the future, your imagination couldn't possibly support it. Cartographers barely glimpse just a fragment, and after their reality fractures, loses integrity and gradually shatters. The area they wish to represent, it's like a natural disaster. There are no instruments capable of fully mapping its patterns. Lunar scarring, what's left of the reflection of beautiful star beams. A moon that can only be viewed with eyes that see truth. New Atari.
Countless corpses on the spiritless journey. Arterial spurting, countless corpses on a spiritless journey, being carried by a paralyzed series of gurneys, giving a disconcerted torpid appearance of serving. Welcome Billy Bland, green blood, that's the only thing. Bolted gallbladder, pallbearer, seafoam, petty whistle, ectomorph, wearing the buckskin ascot. Underground moan, varnishing owls, tarnishing scowls, harboring foul, frozen vapor particle, fast dot symbols on tokens, cross-hedging the sunken servitude, metallic artery valves contracting. Sorry, it's gout, molds, crying, fish tank filled with phlegm, filament seamstress, tailor reaching deeper robes and triplicate order. Simian, performer, claymation cramping, electrochemical lobotomy bile, carrying flower, hacking and lashes, stevedoid, sick as Marjo, Vader, Bargo, amusement park, inkwell, Bobby. Frozen mental blood formed into a cast, black hair, butcher, maid, littered with dead dogs, visible. If not for the lupadari to the lost the road, broken bishop and figurine, intermittent explosive, ruin no tangible. Archimedes, odometer, animatronic, vapid, trek dribble.
Navec ripple, nomadic quest, adolescent blooms, spontaneous phantom ejected plumes, extend from the nest of moon, the flight path indicating my advocate temper rules. Lullaby contagion, puzzled by the puzzle box of language, the profundity of blood and inspired vagrants. To summarize a mind befuddled by isolation, misunderstand the underside through eye triangulation. Who am I beneath this human disguise that I'm caged in? The answer lies inside for each of you to find and take it. Through time I roots have been brutalized by hatred, nurtured by the fertilizer, truthful observations, the ubiquitous watch of views and beautiful arts mutation. Life after death, the future beyond the changes, the orchestrated murder of who's who by two ravens. Cersei's blue forcibly removed from conservation. For each event, several points in time unfold. The time it occurs and each time is known. In neon the gold, the glaucocytes of old were beguiled by gold to contemplate what became of whatever comprised their souls. Happened to kill black daffodils, shadows that fill, crack, darkness hatches and false flashes the real. The artificial tossed in the kindle past and concealed. An entire species gone as if it didn't matter or will. It's hard to imagine such a loss has its appeal.
I've done my work as I was told. Now I'll take my bag of gold.
A bag of gold? Ha! You crazy loon! Why, all you did was pipe a tune.
All you did was pipe a tune.
Infectious, crumbling arches, candles, snuffer, dams eruption in Regency clothing, secretly scolding vignettes, death-headed hawk moth walking, beguiled, mucking about, disfigured elephant miscarriage, murder crow intravascular, coagulating thalamus, artificial cranial deformation, pending martyrdom, and dead toes, lying around the edges, Corbins extracting livers, brindle two-string cello, Mandelbrot labyrinth, allopath alteration, clairvoyant chronic skin picking out of robotic asphyxia, monocolonic mitigant CBV2 cannon, candle crucifix, intestinal crypt with lymph node parvovirus.
You're dishonest and ungrateful, and it really is a shame that the children of this city should grow up to be the same.
Stronghold sighted, barcode binded, ingrown, human marsh, mutated amoeba, clown loach, Groucho Marx, Malpo, Gaucho, Gallows, the suicided Judas, electronic fog, roadway battered into ruins. Glass model of sea creatures circa 1900s. Slaughter course, monotonous, throw caution. The Arctic winch robber to get picking locks with the forgotten bobby pins in the fluorescent sea. Feline declawed and priest garb. Grindcore cyborgs made of iron ore. Vermilion mist drifted. Sitting in the throne in the form of an eagle's head. Sitting in the throne in the form of an eagle's head.
As I listen to the words of carminemoth, our thoughts relate close yet far away like crowd fume off the paint. A lepidopteran race with nearly discarnate flames that ate flowers of darkness, flame and drank from lycanthropic veins. Lost a crucial link in their symbiotic chain and crossed the golden gate to a glaucopsychic grave. Ravens assemble like flames and vigils, devouring larvae before they become what they're changing into. Hunger is no threat with scars below the necks of moths. As long as they're honeybees, such a creature will never starve. Because although where they eat lies where they rest and fall, so to speak, they still enter the hive extra calm, mimicking the scent the indigenous incest evolved. Golden trap, olfactory perception, espionage. How is it that out of all the places on a bird of prey, a man makes his nest in his jaws? A theoretical mess, wandering aimlessly through a formulaic treasure chest. The path of the EverQuest, as if wearing a fathomless fractal feathered headdress, spreading outward like Donnie Darko's astral tethered chest. An elaborate, multifaceted path channel vector thread. A stellar explosive light, polar light oversight. An entire dimension of complex coded photo lights.
Honestly, Doug, a dragon?
But you weren't here. It had the claws and the wings.
That doesn't change the fact that dragons are mythical, as in mythical.
Mythical is just another word for not yet discovered.
Phantasmagoric, euphoric, data recorded, brain performance, DNA contorted, beast made amorphous, the change is enormous. But it's not that I'm larger than the way I was before it. It's more that it provides me with the way to move forward without decay and rigor mortis. Like acid that's methanoic or formed it. So as I approach the future, standing tall like the dollar coast of phalanx, skull of an order. The past phase endures a proportion, which was blasted with the blatant disregard of an orphan. Your curiosity can go to Mars if you want it, like the rover NASA launched to conduct scientific processes on it. Who we are has been gone far too long. Many planetary orbits like bombs for Famicoms, airship fortress, very unfortunate. The plan saboteur abortionists when we receive his beats. You know what's coming, a powerful event. It's like bleeding in the ocean and seeing the approach of 1,000 dorsal fins. A mile around that form a disc and surrounding your pure within. I practice being senseless like how a war begins. So when I restore them, the strength will sprout when born again. Open like a corolla when the flowers forming it. Sure, I spit as if I've got a fountain for a head, but if you think I'm nice, Vice can balance a mountain on his pen.
Sarcoptic mage, lantern wise, venerated pagan, taboo, antiquarian, classified, tentacle, hobbling maneuver, castrated bondage, photog, paddle bar, canoe, coffers in the quarter, belt makers, crucible. Wilted civic band to the condemned sectarium, mosquito breeder, brim cloister, birds and knots. Anatomist pocketbook with raised ridges, cobalt blue lattice work. Vertical hobnail, the art restorer, tar enforcer, embossed lettering on surgical gauze veils. 1970, irido fetish, microbial, terminal broth, flail, murder, cocktail, hurtful, biblio, petty, provoked, discernible swan cell. Australia to electroplated plaintiffs, hedgerows rated, white side Parsons, rocketry research, cervical geodes, purple pitcher plants, spade sundew, one seemingly mudslinging upbringing, sedative sea sponges, box call, slag heap, sapo, tramp, mycelium, white plume.